Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, April 18th. I'm coming at you live from the shittiest parts of Beverly Hills, California. My name's Robin. This is me reading stuff. This is a podcast I do because I need to share the words I love with others. It's as simple as that. So I am not doing so great, just to let everybody know, for quite a few reasons. I'm not going to get into it all, but I do want you guys to know that if you're a new listener, I'm not normally this dour. And I just kind of can't help it. I really didn't want to do the podcast today, but I think it's probably good for me to do it, even when I feel like it's the last thing I want to spend my time doing. So again, not to be too dramatic, or I don't want anyone feeling sorry for me, but you know how I always encourage, hey, let's talk on Instagram and Twitter. Hey, let me just expose myself left and right to all of you guys. That's not going to be happening for a while. I just need to kind of hide out. And it makes me very sad because I enjoy so many things about social media. I really do. But I had to really think about the pros and cons of it yesterday. And I decided that I need to take a little break. I have enough coming at me as it is. And all of you guys, by and large, me reading stuff listeners, are nothing but kind and generous and sweet. But just like all of the kind of, it's just like everything else in life. There are always some idiot assholes who ruin everything for everyone else. So, I'm just going to be disappearing a bit. I'm going to still do the podcast, but I can't put myself in the company of everybody anymore. I'm feeling that way anyway in life. Like I just need a break from everything. So I have been planning the whole month of May is going to be called, I don't know what to call it. If you have any ideas, let me know, even though I won't be communicating. So throw that into the air and hopefully I'll catch it. But I want to call it maybe when I do this, I call it going underground. So it could be Underground May, but that's not very creative. I kind of want to be like a monk, someone who gets up, eats healthy food, and draws, and that's it. That's not what a monk does, but you get what I'm saying. So it could be Monk May. I have no idea. Maybe I'll read. If you comment on anything, maybe I'll see them. I'm not going to be retweeting. I'm not going to be interacting, but maybe I'll check in once a week or something. Anyway, so life has just kind of gotten to be too much, and I know we all understand that, but I'm just taking everything particularly hard, and I know that I'm being extra sensitive, and I'm sorry to be so vague. It's just, I can't seem to win no matter what I do. I want to be nice and generous and vulnerable, but when you're like that, you kind of it just doesn't work. It just doesn't. I really do wish I was just born an asshole. I feel like my life would have been so much easier. I think that's why I always like the asshole characters in movies. They things seem to be fine for them, Like everyone says, how much easier your life would be if you just didn't give a fuck. Well, guess what? I care. I give a fuck a lot. I care way too much. Sorry, I just hit the mic. Let's get to the matter at hand. Lately I'm really sick of hearing or reading any storytelling that's linear. I'm just not interested in plot. It's been like that for a long time for me. This is partly why I love poetry so much. But really, a traditional story just doesn't interest me anymore. I'm sure it will come back to me again in 27 years. I'll really love a traditional narrative. But right now, I've been revisiting Gertrude Stein. Gertrude Stein, born in 1874, American-born, died in 1946. The majority of her life was spent in Paris. Of course, most of you guys probably already know this. Novelist, poet, playwright, art expert, art collector. So I'm revisiting her. She's someone I really loved before I understood who she was or what she meant, only because as a kid, I would look through bookstores and libraries, and there was always a Picasso painting on the front of a lot of the books of hers. And so I got interested in her that way. Anyway, if you don't know, she was extremely pivotal and innovative in her approach to language. And how do I describe it? Well, I'm going to be reading from Tender Buttons, which is a collection of prose poems. I'm going to specifically be reading from the first section, which is called Objects. I think it was first published on its own, in fact, and then she added the other 2 sections. Anyway, Objects is several short pieces of prose poetry. Most of them are titled by a certain object's name. Many have called what Stein does in this piece and several of her poetry verbal cubism, for those of you artists who care about that. Stein herself said she was striving to, I wrote this down, create a word relationship between the word and the thing seen. That's a very realist sort of approach. Some of you may see this as gibberish. Many do. Others may consider it one of the most astounding books of poetry ever. Truthfully, while I really love Stein and I really, really love Tender Buttons, I still kind of fall somewhere in between. Just it does still challenge me as much as I love it, for whatever that's worth. Okay, so from Objects and Tender Buttons. By the way, this is a Signet book. I'm going to put a link to where you can buy this in the description of the podcast. This is just a little goofy book. I've got several of hers. Anyway, you'll find it. All right, I'm just going to kind of go to the ones I've highlighted. Water raining. Water astonishing and difficult altogether makes a meadow and a stroke. This one's a fire. What was the use of a whole time to send and not send if there was to be the kind of thing that made that come in? A letter was nicely sent. Okay. Wait a minute. I have everything. How about a waste? A star glide, a single frantic sullenness, a single financial grass greediness. Object that is in wood, hold the pine, hold the dark, hold in the rush, make a bottom, a piece of crystal, a change that is remarkable. There is no reason to say that there was a time. A woolen object gilded, a country climb is the best disgrace. A couple of practices, any of them in order, is so left. All right. There's another one. Let's see which my favorite. I have no idea why I've written the word alchemy, ! Next to this, but let's do it. This one's called Suppose and Eyes. Suppose it is within a gate which is open at the hour of closing summer. That is to say, it is so. All the seats are needing blackening. A white dress is in sign. A soldier, a real soldier, has worn lace of different sizes. That is to say, if he can read, he is a size to show shutting up 24. Go red, laugh white. Suppose a collapse in rubbed purr get. Little sails ladies, little saddles of mutton. Little sails of leather, and such beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, man. I wish I could read all of this to you. I really do. I can't remember if I've ever read you Gertrude Stein, which is a huge oversight. I think I did. I think I read you a part of Tender Buttons once, just kind of as an aside. My mistake. Should have done this sooner. Again, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm in a really bad mood. But I love you all. People associated with this podcast are all very kind to me. So I hope I don't sound like a baby. I think everyone in this day and age understands just having too much. I've had enough. I've had enough of everything. I just want to drink coffee, drink water, eat healthy foods, sit on my balcony occasionally and draw. If I could do that for a month, that would be really nice, because I don't think I can take much more of anything else. So that's the goal. Maybe on Thursday I'll sound a million times better. Maybe I am being dramatic. I don't think so, though. I think I've really hit my threshold. So I hope all is well with you guys. I feel like I messed this recording up. Hopefully it's still recording. Please understand I won't be online, so sorry about that. But I hope you guys are having fun out there, doing whatever you're doing, online, in real life, and in your cars. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good one.